The all-encompassing view isn't against or for anything. All is simply included and contained within it. It doesn't take up a position anywhere. What is suggested here is that in the relaxed nature of your own being, you will find that which doesn't take up a position anywhere. That doesn't need to describe anything in terms of conventional beliefs. So, as far as looking for what might be inward and outward, just continue to rest in the essence of your being, and inward and outward will no longer be two. In the beginning, it may seem like there's in and out, but that's only because we've trained ourselves to be that way. You're a computer scientist, right? So you know that however you program the hardware with the software, then that's what it'll do. It'll operate according to the instructions of the software. And such is the case too with us. It's no different. So if you want to run a new software program, then you need to, and make the hardware do something else, then you need to install that, or maybe even write a new one.
Complete unconditioning.
Exactly. And the conditioning, a lot of the conditioned response to everything comes about in a way that makes us feel uncomfortable in life. So we're always looking for some way to feel better. And we're hoping that somewhere there's an appearance of something that's going to make us feel better. If we take up a position here or a position there, if we align ourselves with these people or those people, then somehow we're going to feel better, more satisfied, more complete. You know all about this, don't you? If you just do things a different way, then somehow that's going to better things. And it may for a while. It may neutralize some of the things that have been painful or disturbing. However, the complete resolution of all that is painful and disturbing is in the relaxed nature of your own being, and in the lack of separation between what is painful and disturbing and what is not. Now, you've referred to Hindu philosophy, or we could refer to other philosophies, Buddhist, or who knows whatever else they might be from different cultures all over the world. And within all of those cultures, there are epitome teachings that state exactly what is being talked about here. So it isn't anything new that is just popping up now. What is different about this time in human history is that for the first time, these teachings are available to everyone rather than just a few. And the teaching is always the same for many thousands of years. Rest naturally. Rest repeatedly for short moments, many times, until it becomes automatic. So this is within the province of everyone. There's no one excluded. It doesn't require being bright, and it isn't something that someone who isn't very intelligent can't do. It's within the province of everyone. It's even the monkeys. Adrian's back there going like this. There are stories about monkeys that they see someone who's in a totally relaxed state of being. They see a wisdom being sitting somewhere just totally relaxed, so they go and mimic what the wisdom being is doing, and they become a wisdom being themselves. They're totally relaxed. when we just apply elementary discernment and discrimination, we can see that what is fundamental to the nature of everything must be easy, straightforward, and accessible, right? It can't be so hard to get to. It can't require all this efforting that we've been undertaking. What's already present is totally obvious and evident. It's just like I don't have to move my hand up here to touch space. I'm already touching space. And I don't have to keep or hold on to space. It's self-kept. It can't possibly be understood with logic or reason. Logic and reason can point to it, but the direct experience of it, the decisive realization of it, is completely beyond logic and reason. So we talk about the direct perception of the natural state. And that isn't an intellectual object that a subject is perceiving. It's simply the completely relaxed nature of our own being. When we become accustomed to that, all of our questions are answered. And all of the things that we might think we have to do something about, like a seeming perceiver and perceived, or experiencer and experienced, or inward and outward, or whatever it might be. All the questions we have about the origin of the universe, the origin of the species, the origin of everything, all of these things are answered without any reading or learning whatsoever. And they're answered conclusively rather than just as more information to piece together with other information.
It is just too simple to convince the mind.
Mm-hmm.
To convince the mind, it is just too simple.
Too simple to convince the mind?
Yeah, this mind generally needs something more complex thing because it tries to understand the things. That is its nature, I guess. It is always working to understand, to grasp something.
That's what we learn, but I found out something very interesting. I don't have a mind, and I never have had one. So, the mind, it's a point of view like any other point of view within the all-encompassing pure view of awareness. All points of view, no matter what they are primordially pure and equal to all other points of view. The expansive equalness of stainless space has no division anywhere. There isn't anything within it like a mind that's some kind of operating system that is storing a bunch of other data or points of view. Do you see what I'm saying? These are fabrications. They're a way of compounding points of view to try to make sense of reality. If you're worried about your mind or think you have a mind that's trying to get one over on you or whatever it might be, just relax and all your questions about the mind will be answered. Less and less will you be so certain that there is a mind that's doing all these things. It's important for it to be very simple in order to be understood by everyone. And we really can't say anything about ourselves as beings or other types of beings until we see those beings as flawless awareness. Do you see what I'm saying? So anything that we're trying to point to just from compounding a bunch of points of view of knowledge cannot tell us definitively what's going on with ourselves as human beings or with other beings. But what I do know from my own experience, and this has been the experience of other beings now and throughout time, is that there is a choice. And the way that this choice is seen in the Great Freedom teaching is that there is a choice to rest in awareness, or there is a choice to hold to points of view as having an independent origin. Those are the only two choices. And that most important choice is made in every single moment. When we rest in awareness, then we rest in awareness. When we hold to points of view or positions as having identity, then we hold to those points of view. We don't understand the nature of anything until we adopt the nature of everything in our own direct experience, our own direct perception.
You kindly repeat the last sentence just for even better understanding. It's important.
I have no idea what I said. Let me find my rewind button. We don't understand the nature of anything until we adopt the nature of everything. So if we're trying to figure out everything by compounding points of view in order to understand what's going on, then all we do is compound more points of view. We greatly compound more points of view. But if we relax as the all-encompassing pure view that includes all uncompounded points of view, then we sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly understand the nature of everything. And I heard implied in your questioning today and also yesterday, what is the purpose of a human being? When a human being realizes the true nature of phenomena, and that's all realization is, to realize the true nature of all pure phenomena, then there is full wisdom and full wisdom activity. They're absolutely inseparable and unavoidable. It's completely unescapable. We are tremendous reservoirs of omniscience and sheer force and power for benefit. That's the natural order of everything. The beneficial nature of everything, it's absolutely obvious in that its origin is primordially pure. From primordial purity is primordial purity, no matter what it is. But I could sit here and speak about philosophy and speak about this in a philosophical way forever, but that's not what this is about. This is about the direct introduction to the true nature of your being, the essence of relaxation that is the essential core of everything. That's the difference between this and a philosophy book. Something more about that?
Well, everything has been said. Just the only little remaining thing is to realize it.
That's a very good statement. That's a very profound statement because there is nothing to realize. Often when we hear about realization, because most of us here are from the West. So in the West, we have no non-doer speech. We have no non-doer vocabulary. There just isn't any. So for the first time, we're just coming up with non-doer vocabulary. We haven't lived in non-dual cultures. Like there are people here from India today who have grown up in a non-doer culture and a non-dual type of philosophy, so it's easier to understand. And so all we can do is get acquainted with that non-doer part of our nature. And that non-doer nature is completely relaxed. It's completely stainless from the beginningless beginning. It can't be known through intellectual scrutiny or through emotion or sensation, because it is the origin of all those things. Sensation, awareness imbued. Emotion, awareness imbued. Thinking, awareness imbued. So the forever stainless knower imbues all of these. Without the forever stainless knower, nothing would be. When we relax, we just get familiar with that has always been. There's nothing to realize. There's no destination and no one going there. Realization is simply the stainless knower of all pure phenomena right here. But the next right here, so to speak, in timeless awareness is not a separate place. Do you see what I'm saying? Whatever the phenomena, the circumstantial phenomena or points of view are that are appearing, that is the only stuff there is of realization. If we say, well, I have to realize something, then we take up a position somewhere. See, and we don't really know. Well, if we take up a position somewhere, is that position we've taken up going to be a position that's going to be the position we're in at death? You see, it gets very confusing. But if we give up all these positions of a realizer realizing something that is definitive, then we don't have to worry about any of that. We're just relaxed all the time. And whatever the phenomena or points of view are, they're all primordially pure, whether it's birth, death, war, famine, life, young, old, up, down. See, the forever stainless knower doesn't know itself as anything. It doesn't know itself as a European or an Indian or an African or a Siberian or whatever it is. It doesn't need any position in order to be. It doesn't know itself as a man or a woman or a mustache or no mustache. It's just the essence of anything that can be described, yet it isn't any description. So this is so easy for you. This is very easy for you. You already know and understand all the pointers. That's very clear in everything you've said the last few days. So now just relax.
Keep my mouth shut.
It's good to clear up doubts. That's the purpose of this, to clear up doubts. And we've all heard many things, so